something, 120, 115.
Do you like my look right now?
Yeah, woolly.
Yeah, oh, woolly. Okay. Are you
Woolly.
getting
Woolly. He called you. I don't think it's a good thing he's calling you.
Woolly. You look woolly. Like
how did
God,
Pedro get kicked out?
How did who?
How did Pedro get kicked out?
Kicked out? Oh, tomorrow's show?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He called you woolly.
Poor Pedro. Boy, I was fired up today.
Isn't that crazy?
Like, dude, if you want to fight someone, fight them. Don't get like other people to fight for you like that. God, I just really hated that. Okay, guys, welcome to the CrossFit Games Update Show. In the lower right-hand corner is me. Upper left-hand corner is John Young from JY Barbell, most senior analyst in the CrossFit space. We can think, if it's not true, we can think it into reality. In the upper right-hand corner, Pedro White from Coffee Pods and Wads. Pedro, you know that you could add another line on there.
I know.
It's pretty douchey.
Make that do
it's
that
douchey,
look again.
ain't it?
Clip it. That's what P. Diddy's rap buddies do right before he fucking breaks their Cheerio.
Don't let it bully you, Pedro. Don't put another line if you don't want to.
The host of Coffee Pods and Wads.
He's
got some other show he's trying to get off the ground besides Around the Whiteboard, where like he like programs or talks to coaches or something. Someone was telling me the other day.
Coaches come on and say nothing.
Yeah, coaches come on and say nothing. Thank you, Pedro. And a very nice synopsis of the show. And then he also his most famous and the best thing in the CrossFit space, really, on Instagram, week in and week out, is the Weekend Review. And if you haven't been the butt of that yet, then you should look forward to that. It's fun getting ass pounded by Pedro once a week. And then finally, in the lower left hand corner, he's the Suge Knight, the gambling hoodlum, Tyler Watkins, founder of the Heat One app, gave away $2,500, or at least we said he did, for the. Oh wow, shit! Really, Gowad already has the loot. Wow.
I'm mailing the check to Canada tomorrow.
Isn't it impressive when a mobility company that sponsors an app with prize money pays up like immediately? Isn't that an impressive trait in a mobility company?
The better mobility company.
The best.
How many mobility companies are there in the space?
Space?
There's the pig maker. Oh shit, your wife brings you your glasses. She hates you.
She was watching live and was like, he's not wearing his fucking glasses.
Does Kelly start? Damn, I have a dry booger in here. Damn it. Can't really pick it out in public. Tyler.
Pow.
Does Starrett still have a mobility company? Didn't K-Star have something?
He has something called Ready State now. Yeah,
like
that and like breathing and other stuff.
There's stuff. It's weird how there's stuff and then like it's always in my feed or I always see it everywhere and then all of a sudden I don't. Does that mean they made it or that they didn't make it?
If I like something, like I'm stingy with my likes. I used to be anyway, but if I want to see something, even if I don't like a post, I will like something so that you recur in my feed.
Oh. All right.
I think I feel like that's the way the algorithm. I'm playing the algorithm now.
These are not the people who gave the $2,500.
No.
And that's why we have them on screen.
and then are you giving away money for quarterfinals also?
Yes.
And is
$5,000 total cash is going to be handed out, and 2 tickets
for semifinals.
CrossFit Games.
Semifinals.
Semifinals.
And is Gowad paying for that too?
Gowad's paying for that too.
What did you say, Pedro?
What was the money for the CrossFit Games?
$2,000.
$5,000 total for semifinals plus 2 tickets to the CrossFit Games.
Wow, Will's gonna really love those tickets.
He'll sell them.
This one.
Really, Gowad's putting up they put up $2,500 for quarter. They didn't even put $2,500 for quarterfinals. They really just did it for Taylor Self versus
the world. Yeah, pretty much.
Holy shit! And now they're putting up $5,000 for. You gave me that dude's number. I got to get that dude on the show. What's his name? Tabo.
Tebow.
Yeah.
Tebow.
Thibodeau, if you ask Jason.
Yeah, Thibodeau, if you ask Jason.
Thibodeau.
Crazy.
Dude,
Fun
I've
for
never
light
said
bulb.
that.
$5 for light bulbs for Pedro and Sevon. Looks like Marv from Home Alone.
I like the look.
Thank you. The hobo look.
Yeah.
Someone
Do you,
said,
do you deliberately do that? Do you deliberately go like no grooming, like to
All groomed.
almost disheveled to like incredibly manicured and then back up again?
Let's see what this does.
it's really wow. Thanks, Caleb. Fuck.
Oh, this is kind of nice.
Yeah, that does look like me, unfortunately. A young version of me. No, I don't. My grooming, I'm concerned that I'm not concerned enough about my grooming.
Is that I heard you say that earlier today. Is that because it's like I don't care enough to try, and I have a wife and I've got everything locked up.
I've got pussy and money. What do I need to clean up for? That's John Young's thing. No, I basically it's all just ease. It's just practical. Everything is just practical, right? But then if enough people start telling me I look like a hobo, I start thinking, well, that's not really practical. So then I'll go to Supercuts. I'll open the app, make an appointment, and go down there. So, and then occasionally I think I don't want to, since I'm doing the behind the scenes, like, I'm going to walk up to these athletes for the first time, and is it going to freak them out that, oh my God, Sevon's a little old man? And is that going to like make it so like they don't want to like, I don't know.
You gotta look cool. You gotta look young so people will interview with you.
I don't know if young's the right word. If I had a handlebar mustache, that might work too. I could try to look French. Fergie Show, can John Young's next challenge workout be called The Fly?
I don't know what I would do for that.
Bench flies.
That's not a challenge.
Listen, Sarah said she'd pay $500 for the TV, and like a dumbass live on the air, I let John pick an inch size, and fucking ended up costing me $500. How the fuck?
I didn't know TV sizes, Seb. I clearly
fucked myself. I hope that TV falls on you.
I
Bro,
thought
you're
my
not
TV was
prepared.
fine.
You're not prepared for what's going to show up at your house.
I know it's gonna be crazy, right?
I don't think I've ever had a 70, like over a 55.
I think it's 80 inches or 75.
Well, apparently
75.
34 is not
75.
big enough.
Jeez,
Yeah.
my wife says 5 inches is huge. What the fuck size is this TV going to be?
We made it a long time without that joke happening. Good job, guys.
I'm looking to see 75-inch. Hey, you're gonna trip when you see the box.
Yeah.
Because the box is like 100 inches. The box is ridiculous. The box TVs comes in is ridiculous. I'll track your package for you right now. Let me see.
Do you think they'll send it in like a box truck, not like a regular UPS truck, like a box truck, and two guys will like unload it?
It'll be light, but the TVs aren't heavy anymore. But it's going to be massive. So it's ordered and shipped, and but it's not out for delivery yet.
He's going to be so nervous hanging it up.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. Perfect. Well done. Thank you. Oh shit! Wow.
I can't just like put it on the floor and like just leave it.
Yeah, I can't see an issue with dogs in the house. No, it'll be fine.
You can
Just
still
have the dogs
put
piss on
you
it.
can still put it on that table. It'll come with a little stand.
Little
Okay.
standy.
You know the leading cause of death, like with young children or something, is TVs falling on them. Probably not so much anymore, but it used to be for sure.
I thought it was obesity.
Stevie's.
Audrey, we will pay $500 if he never wears a wife beater again. Oh, that's
don't
not
hate
nice.
on the wife
Jesus
beater, Audrey. That's
That's like a JY signature.
yeah. I can't do away with the beaters, guys.
Just like
one of the few white men that can pull it off.
Thank you. Me and JR.
Yeah.
Just like Sevon came out with tooth powder, you should come out with your own line of white beaters. Colors. Maybe your wife could knit them.
I'm not sure. A
It's
crochet.
crochet, Tyler. Don't
Whatever.
say knit. They get
Whatever.
real offended.
Is
It's like calling a
episode-
Cuban a Mexican.
Is
It's,
episode
it's real bad.
That's a little worse.
No,
is
no, I
episode
promise
2
you.
of the John Young? Then after he gets his TV, the next episode is going to be to build a bigger house to fit the TV in. I guess.
Hey, what is oh, do you only have black wife beaters?
No, I have white, gray, and black.
White. Oh, okay. All right.
I'm not racist.
All right. Fine.
This is one of those words
Good to
that I
know.
never wanted to look up actually how it's spelled. Because is it like white beater or is it?
No, it's
Like,
a
is
wife
it-
beater, like WIFE.
It's a
Just men-
racist term. Mexicans get drunk and beat their wives, and Mexicans wear their shirts. That's the whole thing, right? Can someone pull that up on the Urban Dictionary?
See, I
really
see a
where it
white
came
guy.
from?
I see a white guy in a white beater.
Well, that's because you're not racist. That's because you don't live in California. Can you pull it up, Caleb, in the Urban Dictionary? We'll see.
Is
what
it not
the,
French? Is it like not like beater or something?
Beater.
Hey, do you have that term in Ireland, Pedro?
Yeah,
White
yeah.
beater?
Wife beater, yeah.
Okay.
We probably got it from America
A
though.
man who beats his wife.
Offensive white sleeveless. Oh, there's no reference to Mexicans. That's just my own thing. All right.
Oh, white. Oh, sleeveless.
Yeah, it's funny. I wish I would have said it before he pulled it up. I thought that it had to be white. I don't think the black ones count as wife beaters.
The phonetic spelling of wife right there is very southern. Wife.
Wow.
Wow. Yeah. Wow. Nice catch.
Or like Borat.
Yeah.
Usually white guy. What is this? Usually white guys doing meth and no hubcaps on the pickup. Fair.
Yeah.
Well, this first 11 minutes has been exactly what you'd expect from a CrossFit Games update show.
Welcome to the update show.
Someone said, John, you're using the wrong mic.
Yeah, I got it fixed.
Okay. So a couple semifinals workouts leaked. As far as we know, it was event number 3 and number 6. And we deduced that by looking at the program for number 6, that number 6 was the final workout, because we've seen that before, the walking lunges and the race to the finish and how dramatic it is. And then a couple hours, Hiller broke it. Then we did a show on it. And then a couple hours later, all the workouts were released by HQ. Is that correct?
Yeah, they leaked them all.
Okay.
Yep.
Great.
They released them all.
Tyler, do we have any evidence that they planned on releasing them all anyway that day?
We have more evidence to the contrary that they did not, we have more evidence to the fact that they did not plan it.
And immediately when we got off the air, we heard another workout had been leaked.
Mm-hmm.
And we didn't go back on and talk about it, but we heard workout like number 1 had been leaked also. So at some point, is it fair to say, Pedro, that they realized that the workouts had been leaked and they thought that they would just jump ahead and release them all, and that was the catalyst for it?
Yeah, I guess it was like, oh, what are we going to do? And someone, Dave, whoever, just said, just get them all out as quick as possible. Because you could see like the graphics weren't perfect and stuff. There was like, it looked like a bit of a rush job.
Oh.
Or by the fact that they're still not on HQ's website.
Yeah.
They're not on the game site.
I really wish there was like a Hard Knocks of CrossFit HQ, like a behind the scenes of their season, and just all the mess ups, and like you get to see what goes on in HQ. Who's
It's like
just
Idiocracy,
F
the
it,
movie.
release them all. Like who gets mad, who's in charge? Like, do they look at Hiller's videos? You see Hiller's YouTube in the background and a CrossFit HQ computer.
Is that now? Is it still not up there?
It's still not up.
Oh, fucking come on.
Hey, that's
I mean,
pretty
I've got to
strong
go
evidence.
to my phone now.
That's pretty strong evidence that they weren't ready, and that their IT team is weak and couldn't get it up quick, right?
Yeah, it's a strong evidence that they weren't ready, and half the people can't pivot even slowly. Can't do like an 8-point turn. Never mind pivot, a quick pivot.
Have you guys ever worked in a corporate environment where you send an email to someone, like I'll be like, hey, Tyler, do you think we could get some photos of this? And he responds with, here, let me check with so-and-so. And then he adds so-and-so to the email. And then so-and-so writes back and goes like, that sounds possible. Let me add so-and-so to the email. And next thing you know, there's like 20 people on the email and you still don't have an answer. You ever seen that?
I work at a university.
Oh, okay.
That's what my day is.
Oh, yeah. I guarantee you it's like that at fucking HQ. There's probably like 27 people on this email to this one IT guy that's got to get that shit up, and he just can't get a fucking answer. Yeah,
It's like I could have built the website myself by the time I got the answer.
And John, go ahead, John, and then I'll ask you.
Bullied.
Well, like another thing that I think is interesting is like age group semifinals starts next week, and their workouts are not released, and all of the individuals are released.
My wife said to me earlier on, she said, when is the age group ones? And I said, oh, they're next week. And then she said, okay, and they must be doing the same workouts, I guess. And I was like, Oh
No.
shit! I don't know. And then I was like, well, they're not going to be running, so I don't know what the fuck they're doing.
Crazy.
Yeah, it's still online. They're at their own places for age group, but their
Age
workouts
group means
haven't been released.
35 and older, and
the teenagers.
the teenagers.
Yeah,
It tracks though because they didn't review any of the workouts either, so they're not doing anything the same with the age groups that they're doing with the elite.
Okay, so that's pretty strong evidence. And John, traditionally, how have the workouts been released? Is there a tradition to it? Like normally the week before, or maybe they don't even release one or two until the actual event happens. Is there some sort
I'm
of?
pretty sure every time's just been a week before.
Okay.
They're a week before the first one, and then the people who go in the third week have always been able to strategize or watch week 1 and 2's mistakes, and they're usually faster times, but it's usually a week before the very first regional or semifinal starts.
And before anyone shits on HQ for this, there's a whole website called Mac Rumors with just leaked photos of iPhones that are like 3 iPhones away and new computers and just like all sorts of shit. And there's one called Sony Alpha Rumors. So this isn't, some people might think that this makes it so that CrossFit's a shit show. What it really shows is that it's big enough that people care. And whenever there's, and those are cultish groups too, the Mac group, the Apple group, and the iPhone user group, and the Sony camera group. And so I go to those websites all the time, and I'm just seeing all the shit that's like ahead and the rumors and leaked photos. And so no one should see it as,
This is common in a lot of different places.
Yes, when you have a cultish following like CrossFit does, this is the shit that's going to happen. There's going to be a bunch of us out there who like our favorite pastime because we have no life is just doing this shit. So that's just the way it is. Okay, can we pull up the workouts really quick? We'll go through them really quick. We're not going to do a lengthy show. We have plenty of time, weeks and weeks, right, to do this. 800 meter run, event 1, 800 meter, 5 rounds for time, 800 meter run. I've not looked at these. 800 meter run, so that's 2.5 miles of running, and then 10 clean and jerks, so that's 50 clean and jerks with a weight 125 for the women and 185 for the men. John, you like this workout?
Yeah, I think it's a good endurance workout.
It's so clean.
Yeah, I think the women's weight should be 135, but other than that, I think it's an endurance workout, but you're not just going to win just by being aerobically fit. You have to be able to cycle the barbell and stay disciplined on your rep, speed, transition, stuff like that.
Tyler, why? Tell me John is wrong. It should not be 135 if the men's weight is 185. It should be 135 if the men's weight was 225. Please tell me John is wrong.
No, John's correct.
Oh, okay. And why is that? Why do you say he's correct? The women have gotten stronger and the men haven't?
Yes, but also specifically, if women get to use their legs, like an upper body press, okay, I think 125 would be fair. But if women get to use their legs, they've gotten much stronger.
I'll put it like this, Savon. When we get to event 5, you tell me the women's first weight.
Okay.
Hey, real quick question. What percentage of the men's field in North America East goes unbroken on the clean and jerks?
I think they're all doing singles.
The whole way through?
Yeah, except for the last round.
Okay.
Did JR predict this one? I'm going to tell you something that you all should consider as we move around inside the matrix. What if I told you JR does actually all the programming for semifinal? Would you be excited and happy, or would you be upset with him because he acts like he's the great predictor, but he's really just been programming the whole time?
There's not enough pulling for JR to be the programmer.
Just think about that for a second.
Not enough sled pushing.
Pedro, will you give this one a try?
Oh, absolutely not. It really annoys me.
He did that so on purpose.
That was good.
It actually really annoys me that the graphic really fucking pisses me off. Like, why is it not centered? Why is the 800 to the left of center and then the 10 not at least centered on the 800 one, if not the whole graphic?
I plan on doing this to one tomorrow.
All right. Can we get it within the time cap?
Yeah, I think so.
2.5 mile run, 50 clean and jerks there, 30-minute time cap. Okay. Let's go. Fastest time for this, John, just off the top of your head?
3 minutes, 4 minutes. I would say 20, a little over 20.
Oh, they'll be on air runners?
We don't know.
We've heard rumors that they're going outside.
Would
So-
they do that in one and not all though? Yeah or no?
They would have to be uniform. If one is outside, I feel like they all have to be outside.
Would they?
No,
Would they?
No, Tyler, you're right. They don't. Listen, just so you know, I detest all the machines. But in this one example, if you were to use the machines, it's smart that they finish with the clean and jerks, because when they've had events that end with machines, that lets me know that someone there who works there is completely fucking brain dead, because then it's not entertainment.
You're just looking at hands.
Yeah, it's stupid. So I really like this workout. I'm excited for it. It's going to be fun. Okay, let's move on. And then we'll circle back and we'll pick some winners for this. Event 2.
Fucking hell.
Event 2. You just really want it centered, huh, Pedro?
And toes 2 bars.
Toast to bars.
Well,
How
what
many?
should it say?
What? 1 to 1 bar and 1 to the other bar.
Put your toes to the bars.
Toe to bar. Oh, it should be toe to bars.
No.
Toes 2 bar.
Toes to bar. Okay. 5 rounds for time. 100 double unders. 20 toes to bar. 10 front squats. Weight for the women 155. Weight for the men 225. John, you like the weights?
I love the weights. This is my favorite workout. I think
Go ahead.
the fittest will do the best in this workout. Like, there's no, I say obviously there's a little bit of a squat bias to it, but you can't do well in this workout without being extremely fit.
Tyler, regular jump rope. Bring your own. BYB.
Yeah, for sure. What about this one? Unbroken on this one. Yes, right?
Not all of them. I think a
No,
lot of
not
them
all.
are going to break.
Some.
No, but the best in the world for sure.
The best in the world, I think, will be, but I think you can be just as fast going 6'4" if it means you're going to jump immediately to the toe to bar after the double unders. Like if it's 5 rounds, it's just a lot more than you think. 50 front squats with 225.
No,
that
I agree.
is so much. Like unless you're front squatting like 425, I don't think you do. And I mean, and maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they do, but like I think you can go just as fast going 6 and 4. JR said this earlier on the Get With the Programming show, and I couldn't agree more. I think you won't have the best time in the world or the best time in your semifinal,
But you'll be.
but yeah, I think you can get top 5 like that.
What about last round unbroken? 100 double unders, 20 toes to bar, 10 front squats, all unbroken.
We'll
last
see
round.
a lot of that. I hope.
I think you'll break the toes to bar up at that point.
You
Like
think
he's
you'll be
saying the
blown
whole
up?
last round. I think I could see like 12 and 8 or 8-7-5, and then the last 10 front squats are unbroken.
Isn't it the classic like break when you need to or when you want to, not when you need to workout? Where, like,
100%.
yeah.
You don't like think if you got to squat failure on this, or like you're looking like Taylor after workout 2 in quarterfinals, you're screwed.
No one will ever look like
You know what I
that
mean?
ever again.
Like I think a lot of people break in the beginning and then try to kind of feel it out. But I mean, they'll have a lot of time to test it. So, people will know their paces.
1 toes to bar. Ha 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 ha. 2 toes to bar. Shoulders and grip will also be
midline as well. Yeah.
I would say it's a front squat workout. It's all legs.
all right.
Grip. I agree with grip, but it's mostly just lactic fill up in your legs.
I don't know. Your shoulders are gonna be hurting.
I think your shoulders are going to be hurting too. It's going to be weird on the shoulders.
Not for these guys. They're all.
Yeah.
If you have any, go ahead.
I was also thinking of myself folding like a fucking deck chair after doing 20 toes to bar, trying to do 10 front squats. I just like collapse.
If you have any weakness in double unders at all, it's gonna show.
Sure, I agree,
Yeah.
but I don't think you can get to this level and have weakness at double unders unless you're Carolyn Prevost.
Damn,
Wait,
John,
what-
you
what'd
didn't
you
have to
say?
call her out like
What'd
that.
you say about Carolyn Prevost? Oh, she's going to shit the bed on this one?
No, she's always struggled with double
She
unders.
she might break the double unders.
She's worked on them a lot though, I think.
Right. Yeah, but what I said is I don't think you get to this level, the semifinal level, without being pretty darn elite at double unders, unless you're Carolyn Prevost. It was a compliment.
Just because you know her name.
Well, I know she's bad at double unders.
Okay. Event number 3. 3 of 6. We're halfway there, people. Event number 3, 7 rounds for time. Oh, sorry, let's go back to event 2. I like this. I like this workout too. Like, I'm really happy with this. Like, I'm just thinking of it just strictly from the spectacle of watching. I'm pumped. They're 2 for 2. This is dope. Okay, event number 3. 7 rounds for time. 10 calories on the rogue bike. 1 legless rope climb. Do we assume it's 15 feet?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's at the bottom.
it's
Good assumption.
Oh, yes. Thank you. Thank you. No assumption necessary. No, we don't assume. It actually says. And will there be rope spooled up at the bottom, or it'll be cut just to the ground?
Is Scott
It's far
Panchak
enough.
competing?
Yeah.
10
They'll
box
take
jump,
the ends and throw them at Scott.
10 box jump overs. What's a box jump over?
You jump over a box.
And then like both your feet have to be up there at the same time, or
Yeah, both your feet have to be on top of the box.
Safe
Okay.
assumption is 30 inches for the man.
and not a
It
burpee.
says that at the bottom, Tyler.
And
No,
not a,
not a burpee.
No, not a burpee.
No,
Yeah, we
you're-
don't
you're
know if they have
burpee
to step
on
down
the
or not.
okay. And then another legless rope climb, and it'll be 7 rounds of that. You think they'll be traversing the field back and forth in between there? Like there'll be a 25-yard jog or 50-foot jog? Or you think all of these are just all? Because I'm picturing the echo bikes on one end, and the legless rope climbs and the box jumps on the other end.
Yeah, or the box jump halfway up or something. Yeah.
So there
Or
could be
they
some,
the box probably proceeds outward.
oh, and you probably have to roll it
Oh,
over
yeah.
down the field to show
Yeah.
which round you're in.
That
Okay.
makes sense.
Ooh,
At which
I
point-
like that a lot.
It makes
They
more
always
sense than
do
moving
shit
your
like
rope.
that.
But here's the problem with that. Then where did you have to go back to your rope for that last legless rope climb?
Yeah.
So transitions become an issue. You're going to start jogging.
No, I mean, I think you're jogging from the beginning. If it's like that, where you have to move your box and run back and forth, I think after round 3, it's a 20-foot jog to your rope every time.
Mm-hmm.
You run to your rope, then run to the box, then run back to the rope, then run back to the bike, and
The
then
bike can
run
be
back
beside
to
the
the
rope
rope.
either.
And like, if they wanted this to be a play on the original regional workout of the 10 legless rope climbs, if they wanted to be a play on it, I could see that much transitioning in between. That makes it puts a cardio element way more into that.
Here's how it's going to be. They're going to have the bikes lined up right behind the ropes, between the ropes and the audience. You're going to get off that. You're going to climb the rope, and then you're going to go 5 feet, and the box is going to be there. After you do the box, you do your second round. But when you come back, you got to flip, or you flip your box down one, and then you go back and forth. It'll start all together and then move apart.
Separate. Yeah.
Jesus, John.
That's what I just said.
Oh, you did? Okay. My bad.
Or do they have a rig at the other side?
No.
But it would be cool that way.
And then at the end, I'm guessing you got to run all the way across the stadium to cross the finish line to stop the timer. Okay.
Yeah.
We like this workout, right? This is awesome.
Yep.
And what would you call this? What we like is this is an endurance workout? This is a zone 2?
It's a legless rope climb workout. Unless you're JR, then it's a bike workout.
Is 14 legless rope climbs a lot?
It's a fair amount. Yeah. I think most of the men will be fine. The women, it'll be a legless rope climb workout all day.
Shelby Neal.
She's good at legless rope climbs now. She just wasn't then.
Okay.
The men, it might turn into a leg workout because you're going to be hurting from the box jump overs and the echo bike.
The men will just be who can push the pace and maintain your legless rope climb ability. I could see the men like just smoking everything, and then rounds 6 and 7, where some might have to pause a second before they jump up on the rope.
Sarah Sigmund's daughter.
What about her?
Problems with this?
She's got as good a shot as anybody.
Big fan.
Because I think we've seen her crumble under the rope before.
That was Katrin.
That was Katrin, yeah.
Laura Horvat.
Laura Horvath will be fine.
Yeah.
All the doters are the same to me. Don't correct me on my show. Gabriella Magawa.
Fine.
She will be slower on this, but she'll be fine. Like in
because of the
semi-
rope.
It's not going to plummet her. Or anything.
Yeah. No, yeah. Amongst the elites, her legless rope climb ability is not great, but Europe has like 5 elites and then a bunch of other people. And she's better than all the other people.
Okay. Event 4.
Hang on. Define elite.
Yes.
Games caliber, people who make a difference at the games.
People who are, for John Young, it's like top 15. That's the only people he gives a shit about.
Well, that's the only people Gabby's going to be like. She's going to be better than all the Europeans that are at the bottom.
Event 4. They call this one the Pedro. No, they
Do
don't.
they?
No.
Oh, it's my wheelhouse, baby.
Event 4, 4-time, 13-minute time cap. 400-meter row, 96-foot handstand walk, 600-meter row, 120-foot handstand walk, 800-meter row, 72-foot handstand walk.
There's a trick with that last handstand walk. There has to be.
Yeah.
People think a couple different things. And I'm leaning towards
theories.
Yeah. So there could be an obstacle on the 120, and then the 72 foot's a harder obstacle, like a parallel going over the parallettes, or you could have a pirouette where you have to go 24 feet and then turn around halfway and then go 24 more feet with 48-foot unbroken sections. So that'd be 2 of those on the 96, and then 3 of those on the 120. And then the 72-foot would just be like a straight, it'd be the whole thing. But I'm leaning towards that. I think they're going to have to handstand walk and then pirouette around and then handstand walk back unbroken. 2 48-foot sections. The third one's 3 48-foot sections, and the 72-foot one, I don't know. But we don't know.
It's either going to get harder each round, like the handstand walk itself will get harder each round, or it could be hard. The 96 one could have some obstacles. 120 could just be a straight, like unbroken, goes long.
120 foot. Yeah.
Yeah. And then 72 could be another obstacle or a different obstacle or whatever.
There has to be something with the handstand walk. It's
not
too
just that simple.
It's too easy. Like if you look at that time cap, it's too easy.
I think the length of the tennis stadium, the length of a tennis court is 78 feet, and it looks like there were 20 feet on either end of it. So that's 118 feet. I wonder if that's how they chose the 120. I wonder if you can do a straight shot in Carson across the tennis stadium, and it's about 120 feet.
Mm.
But that would be going the lengthwise. Are there cuts in the semifinals? No. Have there ever been?
Yes.
No, just at the end, isn't it? Where they just say, all right.
No,
you're right. There's no cuts at semifinals.
Yeah, you're right.
Okay. And nothing tricky about the row, concept 2 rower, get on it and pull.
Yep.
Okay. We like this one. These are all clean. These are all super clean, right?
Yeah, this one we just don't know the details on it.
I kind of like that though. I like that we don't.
Unless it's leaked
know everything.
Unless it's leaked to certain people.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Okay. Event number 5.
Repeat.
Oh, this must really be bugging you. This one, huh, Pedro?
It's just fucking so easy to fix.
As Tyler Watkins said, this is a repeat individual event 5, 2016 regional event 1, 11-minute time cap. I wonder what the fastest ever was. 10 squat snatches by the 2-minute mark. So then do you rest? If you do it in a minute, you get a minute of rest?
No,
Continue.
you keep going. You just have to be done with those amount in that time.
And if not, you're out.
For instance, like Hiller was 7 out of the 8 snatches at 205 on the 8 squat snatches.
Oh, he did this already?
He was here in 2016. He was there. It was at regionals.
10 squat snatches by 2 minutes, 8 squat snatches by 4 minutes, 6 squat snatches by 6 minutes, 4 squat snatches by 8 minutes, 2 squat snatches by the 11-minute mark. We don't know. Oh, and the weights are, the weights go up.
Are they the same weights as 2016?
Yes.
Oh, and so that's what John was saying right there. The weights for the women that now are 135 to the men's 185. So 135, 145, 155, 165, 175 for the women, and then 185, 205, 225, 245, 265. You finish with 2 for the men. You guys like the weights? You like the weights, Pedro?
I like that they're the same because it's going to be incredible seeing the difference between 2016. Like I'd say probably only like 3 or 4 European men finished it then. And I'd say it'll be 3 or 4 European men don't finish it this time. Like it's going to be a crazy swing.
I think more European men don't finish.
Well, you know what I mean? I just mean it's going to be the
It'll be a
polar
lot.
opposite. Like, yeah,
It'll
and
be a
I'd
lot.
say it's good to the same. The times, fastest time is going to be just
Fastest
ridiculously
time was
faster.
6:05 by Matt
Fraser?
Fraser. Yeah. 12 European men finished it in 2016 of like 40. Yeah, 40 athletes.
wow. Halpin did an
Bet Jake
amazing
Berman
job on this.
finishes it.
Travis Mayer didn't finish it.
Top
This
5.
is from the known and knowable Instagram account,
Halpin.
Mike Alpin. Yeah, crazy.
Yeah, let's
Why
no
is-
go the other way because he'll have every region, right? Yeah, there we go.
Oh, okay. I was
Sam
like,
Dancer
why
gets to do
is
it again.
Oh, that would be
Vellner got-
sweet.
Oh, wait, go back. Who's that guy, Will Bennett? Wasn't someone talking about him the other day?
Yeah, he commented on Castro's video we can review, didn't he? Isn't that him?
Oh, okay. Maybe it was
Yeah,
him.
Vellner's a little skewed because this was the event he tore his bicep on.
Okay.
He was also weak and not strong this year.
He didn't look as good either.
No, very like a weak.
Oh, man. You're right. In
Jeez.
Europe, only 3 people finished.
Jonakowski's improvement on this is going to be insane.
Oh, no. Europe. Oh, wow. Only 3 people finished out of Europe, Asia, and Africa.
Bet and Hain cap plus 10. He's going to do it again this year, and he'll finish it.
He'll be cat plus 9. I don't think he got any
No.
stronger, Pedro.
Oh, he will. He'll finish it. I bet he finishes it.
Okay.
He looks the exact same he did in 2016.
In
Nobody finished it in South America.
Australia, only Rob Forte did. Oh, Ricky Garrard capped.
I got a
Rob
feeling.
Forte's going back this year as well.
I got a
As an
feeling
individual.
somebody will finish it in South America. I don't know who, but somebody will.
You don't think Guy will? Are you joking?
Yes, Sevon.
Oh, okay.
Yes, I think.
All right. Fair enough. And then the women, only one woman finished it in Australia.
She's going back as well, Alita Boone. She's like
Alita-
nearly in her 40s, I think, and she's going back. And Rob Ortez, I think, in his 40s, and he's going back too.
Look at Maddie Sturt will be there. She's the number 1. She's ranked number 1 in Australia, and she got
was a
capped.
child back then.
Yep.
Caitlin Van Ziel as well.
I think these are just notable names because these people finished.
Oh, I wonder is it people that did it then and are doing it now as well? That's why. I keep
Yeah,
saying,
yeah,
oh,
yeah.
they're doing it
That's-
now.
That's what it. That's what it is, guys. Yeah.
Yeah, I was
I'm
like, no,
retarded.
that's not right.
I'm with you. Oh, there was one more. Can we see one more, Caleb? There was one more. I don't know where it was. Which?
Asia.
Oh, Europe. Okay. Laura Horvath, Emma McQuaid.
I got a feeling Laura's going to do better than this.
Look at how good Sarah Sigmund's daughter did.
She
Probably
won.
won't
She
do
won
as
the
well.
event in Europe that year.
And what's the final one, Caleb? Oh, look, Fikowski. My name is Brent, and I crushed the snatch workout in 2016. I saw it. You did. Good job.
He's gonna fucking destroy it this year too.
He will.
Yeah.
If you don't
Brooke-
beat your time, Brent, you should be ashamed.
Jamie Hagaya. Wow. Tia Toomey.
I think Tia Toomey's going to do better.
Yeah.
There's some of these
I
names,
don't
like their
know.
times are going to be so much better. It's going to be so funny.
All right.
Why do
okay.
you think Laura didn't finish? That seems
Listen,
uncharacteristic
so her
of her.
rookie year was 2018, and this was 2016.
So she didn't even make
her
it.
rookie
to the
year
games.
at the games. Her rookie year at the
Oh,
games
I was like,
2018.
nope, that's not how that works.
And that was 2016. So she was probably very young, probably
Very
new to
young.
CrossFit, and then made it. And then that's what she was.
What was
Okay.
the first year Tia won the games?
2017.
Yeah, 70.
Okay, so that was the year prior to her winning. Okay. Final event number 6. We saw this one already. This is one of the ones that was leaked. Event number 6 for time, 30 calories on the Echo Bike, 15 muscle ups, 72-foot dumbbell walking lunge. God, these workouts are great. This is going to be fun to watch. This is going to be a great group of workouts. Even I can understand all these.
They're all racy. There's a racy element to them. Like there's gonna be a photo finish on every single one of these. That's what I like from a visual standpoint. I like all of these.
It's nice that there's nods as well. Like there are nods to
Yeah.
other moments or other workouts.
Great question here. Where was it? This is just one round. And someone said, "Oh, here it is." Chris Giles, do muscle ups need to be unbroken in event 6? I think
For the
so.
men, yes. For the women, I don't think so.
The best will be in the women, but don't have to be.
2 of
I
the
don't know.
podium
I think you could-
finishers in the men's field are in the chat right now for 2024. Brent and Dallin.
They're having a little
Who's Dallin?
date right now.
Pepper.
Oh,
The freaking next Rich Froning, according
Not
to you.
not Dallin Smith, that other guy we're always talking about.
He is the next Rich Froning. That is correct.
see, told you.
Here we go. AI Fikowski. Chris Giles, they don't need to be unbroken. This isn't really Fikowski, right?
It is Fikowski.
I think it is Fikowski. I think he
it is.
likes that.
I
dry
bet you
humor.
$200 at Brent.
But
I feel like that's Brent Fikowski.
I mean, the
But-
pictures of him, but that's not really Brent Fikowski.
I bet you $200 that's Brent.
That's AI Brent.
Okay, whatever.
I think most of the males will go.
Why are you trying to take my
unbroken-
money?
Will go unbroken on the muscle ups.
Chris Giles, they don't need to be unbroken. But if you don't, you're a pussy. Wow, Brent, that's harsh. But if you're a male athlete and you break them, you will not get a good score.
I love that.
I think the bike matters a lot for this. I mean, I think the lunge is going to tear people up. Like, I think it's going to be way harder than what Tyler thinks. But
What's
I
that
think
workout that Zach Watts did where it was bike, sandbag, burpees?
dude, I don't know.
It was 2017, and he came out hot and destroyed himself and didn't he barely finished.
Bike burpees over the box and then sandbag cleans
That's what it
where you
was.
could use your hands.
This is similar to that workout. This feels like a nod to that
You
workout.
kind of got to just send it and then hope
Yeah.
you have it at the end. Yeah.
Okay, let me
No,
ask you
I agree.
let me ask you some questions. Brent, feel free to chime in. Which workout?
Somebody send Brent a link.
Which
I
workout?
I find it so funny that Puma Boy said, "Hey Brent, is that really you?" Brent said it is, and Puma Boy goes, "It's confirmed, y'all. You're welcome."
Thank you, Pool Boy. Which workout of these workouts is the champ workout? Which is the one that's like, hey, let me. How do I phrase this? Feel free.
Whoever
to jump
wins
in.
that is going to win,
Is
basically.
going to win.
Yeah. That's the tell one. That's the tell all one. Does it? Because I don't really see that in.
I don't
this,
think there is one.
I don't
think
see that
this-
in the
I-
semifinals.
I think the second workout's the hardest workout. I don't think there really is a one where it's like this, the winner will win this event. I mean, you could say workout 1 because Jeff Adler is going to win workout 1 going away, and he'll probably win that region. So, but
I'd put my
Just-
money on event 2.
Brent wants to come on. If you
here's the
want to send
thing:
him a link.
Colton Mertens. I don't think anybody's beaten Colton Mertens in event 2, and I'm going to tell you right now, I don't think he's not going to win the whole thing. So as far as like the winner will be the winner of that workout, I disagree. I think event 2 is just the best workout. Like the fifth,
I think it has the
hardest workout.
highest correlation. Yeah.
I'll agree with
I-
that. I think it has the
yeah.
highest correlation. But like as far as like winning the event, this is the one that says this guy's the winner. I don't think there is one.
Sevon wouldn't know this, but on Spin ran an analysis of every workout for the quarterfinals, and they all were equal in their weight in correlation to the finish.
It was crazy. Yeah, like none.
AKA, this is the best program quarterfinals of all time because
Explain that to me again. I was trying to set up the phone. I couldn't do two things at once. Explain that to me again. What did Spin uncover?
each workout in the quarterfinals had the same correlation to the finish as the others. AKA, they were all unique enough that they equally
influence the leaderboard.
influence the leaderboard.
For instance,
And
like a
last year?
No,
This
the
year.
quarterfinals this year.
Oh, quarterfinals. Okay.
Like a 1 rep max doesn't correlate to who's the fittest
No.
at all.
Okay,
It's
let
like-
me ask.
And
let me ask this. Do you think-
everything was
do you-
equal?
Do you think it will be universal across all the all seven
events.
all 7 semifinals? Like we'll see. Okay, the guys who went or did the best in events 1, 3, and 6. And
Well,
it'll be-
my reason for bringing that up is that we're seeing a little bit of a different style of programming this year over other years. Other years, there were always workouts where like the best guy's going to win this workout. And it's not obvious now. And so I'm pointing that out to be like, maybe that's just the style of programming we're going to see as more balance. as opposed to what we've seen in the future. I think there will be correlations like 1 and 3. You're definitely going to win, but in some regions, I think in the best regions, no.
In Africa and South America and Asia, if you shit the bed in one workout, you're out, right? We saw that with Guy last year. He shit the bed on one workout and then he did great on the rest and didn't get to come.
Yep.
What about in these other regions, north in North America, the 2 North America, Europe? I guess even Oceania you can't fuck up, right? They only get 3 people. But what about in the States and in Europe? Can you have a shit workout? Like, can you have a 30th place?
No.
Yeah, no, I think the issue is that in Brazil or in South America and Asia, shit could be like 4th, 5th,
Right.
6th. Whereas in Europe, if you finish top 10, if you do the pan
You're
check,
okay.
the Medeiros, like middle
Yeah.
ground, you'd probably be okay. But if you like in theater, there isn't enough good people to finish between you and other people in other workouts in Asia or South America. So you're kind of fucked.
Like
Or
if you
you
got
go-
7th in South America, you're probably getting 20th in Europe. That would be the
Yeah.
equivalent of that. You're screwed now. Like you can't make it.
If you get top 10 in Europe or in every workout or better, or top 10 or better in North and South America, North, East and Northwest or better, do you go automatically?
Yeah, you'll make the games.
Brent, what's up, dude? Hey,
This is Brent.
prove it.
Hello.
Hey, what's up, dude? How are you?
Run a check.
Good to hear.
Hey, how's it going, everybody?
Good. How are you?
It sounds like him.
I'm good. Yeah, it's me. For everyone, someone asked, what's my opinion on Palestine? We'll get to that.
Okay, good. Thank you. I appreciate it. Brent, you should come on and we'll do a whole show on it. It'll be fun. Hey, Brent, Brent, let me ask you some of the questions I've already asked the boys, and thank you for calling in. It's awesome having you here. Let me ask you some questions. What do you think about what do you think about the workouts being released early? Does it influence your training at all? What are the impacts on you as an athlete?
Yeah, I think it affects everyone a little differently. I think with these, there's no new movements in these. Like all of these movements, I was saying to my coach, David Spur of Only Training, little plug.
Thank you.
I was saying to my coach that these movements could all have been at the 2014 or 15 semifinals or regionals at the time, and they wouldn't be out of place. They're a little heavier than they would have been back then.
Yep.
So I feel like all the athletes are going to be very familiar with these movements. Whereas last year it's like, pirouettes and, ruck muscle ups. Like, so I felt like having more time with those movements last year would have, benefited someone who hadn't been training those movements. Whereas with these, I think most athletes that are pretty good are going to look at these and say, I think this is how I should attack it. They'll do the workout once, which they would have had time to do if they were released next week anyway. And then they make a few adjustments and then they'll just hit it. So I don't think it has a huge, I prefer to not know them until the day, to be honest, less stress, but I don't think it has a huge impact.
That's a great assessment. Hey, Brent, the term sometimes they say is, the last day of the games, they'll say stuff like, okay, this is the CrossFit workout start. When you look at this semifinals, kind of what I'm hearing you say to the layman is that this semifinals looks like it's all CrossFit, couplets, triplets, couple races.
Yeah, I mean, other than obviously the snatch workout is just like one thing. It's just snatching on snatching. And then everything else has, it's the first one's, a cardio movement, monostructural with weightlifting. And the next one has 3. It's got a cardio movement with the double unders. It's got a gymnastics with the toes to bar, weightlifting with the front squat. So yeah, it's like a lot of, they use the term classic CrossFit is overused, but because I think everyone has a different meaning on what that is, but that's what these workouts are. It's just like, it's barbell and a machine, or it's double unders and a front squat. So yeah, no, it's all stuff we've done before. There's not a lot of massive surprises or big twists or new movements. So I think it'll be fun to watch. I think they're good overall.
The argument that Andrew Hiller made, the premise he gave for posting the workout is that he knew that people had to work out. John Young confirmed that other people had to work out. So we knew more than one camp or one group of athletes had to work out, and that it would only be fair if everyone got to work out. I have 2 questions for you. The first one, do you think that that's making those assumptions or presuppositions? Do you think that that's the right thing? Hey, if some people know them, then everyone needs to know them, and HQ made the right choice to release them all?
Yeah, I completely agree. Like I mean, people can believe this or not. I didn't know any of the workouts.
Okay, that was my second question.
I'm
Had
not
it
one of
reached
those-
you or your coach? It had not reached you.
No, it hadn't. You know, like
Brent's
I
not in
can
the in
think
crowd.
back. I'll give you guys. Oh no, I'm not. Apparently, I think people know I'm a goody two shoes, so I just tattle on them. Like that's my guess. Is people don't tell me because they assume if they told me I would rat on them, which is probably true. Because I believe in like fairness of sport. It's this crazy thing. But yeah, I think if people start to know, I think it makes sense to just let everyone know. It's a shame that they got leaked. My guess is, you know, it's whatever, 2 weeks from the first semi, is CrossFit was probably holding them pretty tight. And then they just started to have to tell more people. They had to start telling people that were making graphics or media. They probably had to tell each semifinal organizer, and they had to give them floor plans. They had to give them equipment lists. They had to give them heat and schedule times. And then the list goes from maybe 5 people knowing it to 50. And then, you know, kind of you get to a group, to a crowd, and then there's no way to know who has the workouts. And so, I mean, I can tell you one thing. When I was going on the bus to the 2016 CrossFit Games, I got a text from a friend who said, "Hey, I know someone who's at the ranch and they're setting up a bunch of heavy bars for a deadlift ladder." That's one of the only times I can think of. And then at the 2022 games, I think it was the 2022 games, I feel like everybody like knew everything. There must have been some crazy leak because I kept hearing from a bunch of male athletes like, "Oh, did you hear this?" I'm like, "What? No." And they just kept telling me, "Oh, there's this workout with like a heavy yoke and then heavy cleans." And sure enough, we did that. And, you know, I heard people knew about the wall facing handstand push-ups like a week before, and everyone was practicing something else, and they were right. So yeah.
Was that the
even
year,
pullovers
Brent, there was
last
Yeah,
year.
that was the
Gate?
heavy double unders
Was that-
or something, wasn't it?
Was that the rope gate year too? Like people showed up.
No,
with
that
the-
was the double under crossover.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the same year. And, you know, I didn't know about that until it was announced, but then, you know, then afterwards, the days after following, and, you know, some people are holding beaded ropes, and you're like, "Oh, you know, this guy is friends with this guy who's on the demo team who had this beaded rope, and then he's with RX Smart Gear or something like that." Or not necessarily RX Smart Gear, but some jump rope company. So I don't know, like
Good
it happens,
recovery.
right? And
Brent Fikowski throws RX Smart Gear under the bus.
and nobody buy RX Smart Gear rope. No,
Hey, Brent.
no, they're good.
There was an interview I saw, and I apologize for not remembering the details. I don't know if it was 6 months ago or a year ago, but I think it may have been on Coffee Pods and Wads, and I think it was with your coach. And he mentioned that one of the years you were injured. I don't remember the injury, but I remember kind of being aghast at how serious the injury was, and that we never knew. Can you, if you don't mind, since the cat's out of the bag, can you tell us about that? And then I have some questions like, how hard was that for you? Did it affect you? And are you healed from that? What kind of Brent are we going to see this year?
Yeah, I mean, that was something that I decided to just kind of keep to myself. I think there's going to be a culture of oversharing on the internet that I'm not
Good
like
job,
a big
David.
fan of in some regards. I try to keep some things private. And yeah, so, you know, I was dealing with an injury that year, and I decided to just kind of keep it under wraps.
What was the
And
injury?
I'm still like kind of private about it.
You are okay, but it was serious.
Yeah, it was a knee injury, and it was pretty serious, and it was in 2021 at the games.
How close were you to pulling out?
Toe to bar run workouts where it was probably the most noticeable.
You saw it. You could tell, John.
Yeah,
He was hobbling.
But he was like last place in a 3-mile run, and Brent Fikowski is typically a pretty good runner.
Okay. How close were you to pulling out in 2021?
I mean, I guess I'll just kind of circle back. Like the reason, I don't really know now the reason I didn't tell anyone. I just felt like it wasn't anybody else's business at the time, I suppose. And I didn't want to be the guy that was like, "Oh, if I didn't have this injury, I would have won the games." That year I came third, which I was proud of. And it just felt like it would have taken away from everyone else. Now, in hindsight, what's kind of interesting is it probably, if I'm being realistic, it probably affected my next year more than it affected that year because, anyway, a bunch of stuff happened with the knee.
Recovery.
So like my next year, the 2022 season, I didn't do as well. And so if I just would have told everyone and made this whole like comeback story, I probably would have made more money.
There it is.
Fair.
You can sell a comeback story. You can't sell a he's not good anymore story. But I don't know. I guess that's like, yeah. I was talking to. I mean, I'll give one other quick kind of analogous example. I was speaking with a coach who had a falling out with an athlete, and the coach said, "Yeah, if I came public with all the reasons we had this falling out, that athlete wouldn't look too good. But I'm gonna take the high road and just be like, oh, everything's fine."
Kotler.
But in doing so, they're like, I've lost a lot of money. I've lost a lot of money because, the loss of that athlete has hurt my reputation and my brand. And so it's kind of this weird, like, if you do the thing that isn't right, sometimes you make more money, which is a frustrating world we live in. So I don't know.
Kotler didn't hurt your brand. Okay. Brent, how hungry are you to win the games?
That's a good question. I don't know if I'd call it hunger as much as focus. I definitely, there was a year where I tried to kind of do the whole, I'm going to win at all costs. Kind of
all in.
I don't know if that's like a Michael
Whole
Jordan
documentary on it.
Yeah. I don't know, like that kind of mindset, like that I refuse to lose. I felt it stressed me out. But I mean, I know what I'm about. Like I'm in the gym, nonstop in the day, and I push myself as hard as I can, and I'm doing something right. And so yeah, I mean, like I as far as hungry, I'm as hungry as I have been every year. But I feel like I believe, and I realize hope is lost last, but I believe that I can win this year, and I believe I have a better shot this year than I did any other year. But
you'll cry if you'll cry if you win, though.
Oh, I think so.
Yeah. It'll be an emotional release.
So will I, Brent.
Yeah, I think I'd cry. I think Pedro would cry.
Yeah,
I
Pedro
will
would definitely cry.
I'll cry
I think
about
a
my
lot of
prediction.
people would. I mean, you've been in the hunt for a long time.
Dude, you're such a fixture in that fucking top elite category. It's crazy what you've done. Brent, pretend you're a coach, and you have an athlete there, and the athlete were to ask you, this is for North America East and North America West, and the athlete said to you, what's the worst I can do in an event and still make it?
Ooh, that's a good question. That's a good question. Yeah, like how can you? I mean, if you could reverse engineer it when the weekend's over, you'd probably go, okay, I need to finish, 10th place in every workout, or it'd be something like that. I mean, you could do the numbers. It might even be lower than that. It might be 12th in every workout. But then that means if you win one workout, you can have a 20th.
You can do that in semifinals. But I mean, I know at the games you can take a 24th and come back and win the whole shebang. But it's semifinals. It's pretty tight, right? I mean, this is the stress. As far as events go, this is the most stressful event for all the athletes during the year, right?
Yeah, I think for some athletes. Hold on, let me just make sure. Oh no, we're good.
Because if you shit the bed in one event, your whole season's over.
I mean, yes, but at semis, if you're trying to make the games, you need to finish, 9th, right? And so, I mean, if I'm just pulling up like the women last year in the East,
look at you, look at you beating Caleb. Don't let him do that upstage and pull that up. Women in the East, Caleb. Don't
Caleb, you're about to get fired, Caleb.
Brent Fikowski now runs the back end of the 7 podcast.
All right, so James Sprague. Last year, and he made it, right? He came 2nd, 17th, 6th, 25th, 16th, 24th, 7th.
In the semifinals.
Out of 60 people, though.
Yeah,
so
I was
it's
like,
a
there
little
was
bit
a
different
bigger
because there's 40 people.
Okay, all right, you got me there. Okay, well, let's go back a year.
But that's still good. I would have never thought that. I would never thought you could have two finishes out of the top 10 and still make it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you can. I think people tend to forget that, right? I think they can get like really freaked out early, and then it's like, hey, so here, I mean, obviously it's different because this year I just went to some random semi the year before where there were 40 men, which at the time you needed to come top 5, but let's say you needed to come 9th. Matt Poulin, he came 9th that year, and so his finishes were in 6 workouts, so that's a good comparison. 21st, 5th, 19th, 4th, 2nd, 22nd.
So 220.
Oh, wow. So he was really all around.
So that guy Matt Poulin, he
Yeah,
made it to the games. That guy's gone to the games.
No, he would have if
Oh.
in that. Yeah.
Oh,
Apples and oranges, but basically, like I think if you went to semis in the let's call it the East women, and you finished 11th in every workout, I think you probably make the games.
Oh yeah.
are you going to East or West?
I'll be at the West in Cali.
Oh, that's awesome. Hey, does it bother you now that I have your phone number?
Oh, is it on caller ID?
Hey, okay. So let me ask you, let's pivot a little bit and let's talk about relationships. I don't remember where, but I was watching some video live and we were all watching it. And after an event, I think you put your arm around Colton or something, or you hugged him or some shit. And we saw a few weeks ago, quarterfinals, Jason tried to touch him or hug him and he pulled away. Does that sound familiar to you, or you did something to Colton?
Wadapalooza?
Was it Wadapalooza?
Well,
Like
so.
you grabbed him or held him, like you held him or something. You guys had a
Listen,
moment.
why are you touching Colton?
Yeah, that
You
too.
held him.
And how'd that go?
Well,
Did you get a
so-
warning from him? Like, don't do that again?
Did you? I know he told me he doesn't like that Jason guy. That's what he said.
When you were hugging him, he whispered it in your ear.
I only let
Yeah,
you
yeah.
do this.
No, I don't know. He didn't push me away. Like Colton and I get along really well. We've had some good chats, and it's kind of funny. Like obviously, I'm like the tall guy and he's the short guy, but I feel like there's like a bond there because we understand how you have to train to kind of overcome that in a way.
The outlier
You're
stuff.
You're
The
both
outlier stuff.
outliers on different ends of the spectrum.
Yeah. And so we've had some good chats about that and, just how, just how we have to really neglect the things we're good at and just not work on them so that we can have more time and more energy. And, whether that's like whatever term you want to use, let's just call it total number of repetitions in your legs a week that you kind of have their quality. Like I can't be spending those on wall balls, basically.
Do you
And he
ever
can't be
go
spending them doing
Do you ever go shopping together so that he can get the stuff off the bottom shelf and you can reach the high up stuff?
No,
You guys don't go
I
at
think
the
part
games.
of
You
the
guys
reason-
don't go to Whole Foods together and shop together, so you guys can.
No, and I think part of the, I like Colton, and I never pick on him because of his height either. Unlike you guys,
Right.
so
I have never picked on Colton because of his
I'm
height.
just,
I have. Okay. Hey, Brent, what a pleasure to have you call in. Thank you, dude.
Oh, can I ask him one more thing?
Oh yeah, Pedro has another question for you before I let you go. Here we go.
Speaking of Wadapalooza, when I talked to Ricky after the individual event was over for team, there was like a moment after he won where you guys were like hugging for like 8 minutes and talking a lot. Like you were talking a lot.
Did they take a knee when they hugged for 8 minutes? That's the
No.
time frame.
And
Where was Colton?
I asked, watching shaking his head. I asked Ricky afterwards what you said to him, and he said it. But I was just curious from your perspective or memory, what did you think that conversation was about, or why did you initiate that conversation?
Oh, I just wanted to congratulate him on a good weekend, and we chatted about a couple other things, but it was stuff just I wanted him to hear from me. And that's just kind of all that I'll say. If people want to try and dig it up or ask him, they can, but it was more just things that I felt I needed to say to him or wanted to say to him. And yeah, I just, that was really it. Yeah.
You can go watch my vlog from Wadapalooza if you want to hear what he said.
So Brent, I take it that you, from the sound of it, is you really enjoy the competition and the camaraderie with the boys out there on the floor. Like that is something, it sounds like it's something special to you. The two stories we dug up are both illustrations of that.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's some expression, I wish I had it memorized, but it's like, nobody knows you as well as your enemy.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think, the fact that we've all, I know the kind of stuff that they've gone through without knowing it specifically, because I know there's only, one way to get to where we are, right? And it's, a lot of sacrifice, a lot of hard hours in the gym, a lot of, conquering self-doubt, and a lot of sweat and all that. So I think,
I don't know. There's another way. Phil Toon found another way.
Yeah, that's true.
2 ways. I didn't mean to ruin your story though. Right. I just want to let you know there's 2 ways.
that was a good quip. I'll give you that one. But yeah, I think that's just that, right? And you know what's interesting is like I consider someone like Colton Mertens or Pat Vellner like, you know, good friends, even though like I don't really spend that much time with either of them. You know, but there's a shared bond there that I feel like we could hang out for a week and we would know each other, if that makes sense, even though we haven't really spent any quality time together. Even Pat and me, we really don't spend any quality time. We call every now and again. But I consider him one of my best friends. And I think that's just, you know, sharing those experiences and, you know, having those kind of shared memories. And like I helped some athletes through quarters this year, and I was like, oh, when it's all done, all you really have is memories and the friends you made. Like that's, you know, no one's going to care about anything I did in a couple years, right? Like the only people, I say this, I'm like, the only people anybody talks about that are not still competing is Fraser and Froning. Like those are the only two names that anyone like regularly brings up in conversations about CrossFit as far as the athletes that aren't competing. Like no one, and this isn't like a slight against them, but it's like people aren't bringing up Camille LeBlanc-Bazinet or Chris Clever or Graham Holmberg or even really Jason Kalipa, unless they're talking about what he's doing with NC Fit. And those people were like my idols, right?
Right.
And, you know, the narrative, it moves on as it should. Like it needs to, you know, you need to be focusing on the present and the future. So like kind of all you have is just, you know, your memories and your experiences and, you know, your perception of how you did. And then, you know, the actual friends you make, because, you know, the friends I made in like volleyball and swimming are still some of, you know, my cherished friends. So
You ever,
same with this.
you ever talk French with Jeff Adler? You ever call him up and just talk French with him?
I don't know any French. I know Le Bibliothèque.
Okay. Hey, tomorrow at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, Taylor Self will be doing a workout live on the Sevon podcast. The show is called Kill Taylor.
Yeah, I should have done that rope climb workout. Did anyone beat him?
No, nobody.
He's not
was
beatable. Don't get carried
close.
away. Don't get carried
Brent,
away.
please
He's
show
not
up
beatable.
and murder Taylor. I would love it. Please do it.
Someone sent me the rope climb workout, and this was like yesterday, and it just like it wouldn't make sense in my training. And I was like, I think I could probably beat that. Like, not to, you know, he's obviously very fit, and it's easy to say that, and then you do it, and you're like, oh, it's 20 seconds or 10 seconds, but I was like, damn, that was $500. That's like a lot of money.
So tomorrow it's $1,000. It rolls over every week. So tomorrow it's $1,000.
Oh, it's like a radio show when they used to do the call in and name that noise or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
I probably
sir.
wouldn't pick this week. I don't think you could beat him on this week's, but
Is it released yet?
Do you know what it is?
oh, never mind. No, I don't know.
Hold on. Let me see if it's,
Let's see if this workout leaks.
It hasn't been released, right?
If the workout
I'm not
leaks.
going to say it if it hasn't been released.
hold on. Let me see if it's
If it's live for
And you guys are talking about
publication.
integrity of leaked workouts, and here we are.
no. It's not out yet. I think it will come out at 9:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time on Instagram, and then basically we go live at 10, and then people can send a link to this phone, and then or send a text to this phone, and then we send them a link. Now, not everyone will get a shot. As the show becomes more popular, it's going to get really hard to get in. But you think Taylor's going to make it to the games this year, Brent?
I mean, based on what I saw in quarters, and then based on these workouts, I think it's super possible. The East is really hard. Not to like, you know, I think probably the last or the guy who squeaks in the East versus the guy who squeaks in the West, I would venture to guess that East athlete will have better scores. Is just
They'll be better at the
to
games.
guess. And so, yeah, so I think it'll be tough for him to get in the East, just with, you know, guys like Alex Vigneault and Caron Fournier, and then, you know, then all the other, like, you know, top games athletes, Roman, Jeff, Dallin. I think it's possible, especially with these workouts. You know, yeah, I don't know. I think it's possible, but he's got to put it all together.
You think?
Yeah, I think it's possible. Yeah.
You think Dallin eventually wins the games?
I think he could.
You're putting him on the spot so long.
Like, no, I think so. It's just there's only one person that can win the games
Right.
each year.
I know, but
Right.
but eventually, but he's so young. He's only 22, and if he stays healthy, I mean, the rest of you guys got to go away at some time. And he seems he seems like the youngest guy who's striking at the top.
That's fair.
I mean, would you pick him over Jack Farlow and Jason Hopper?
I mean, you still got Justin Medeiros, and then there's going to be some other person you haven't heard of, and that's not to say that Dallin, but there's not a lot of room at the top, right? It's just, let me put it to you this way. I think a better question is like, do I think Dallin Pepper can finish in the top 10, 4 of the next 6 years? Like, yes. Right. And like, to me, that's, and then anything above, in between 6th to 1st is, I think a lot of it's going to be luck and just timing and, what the workouts are and who else is there and who else is, peaked. And it's like, it's so many factors. I think he could win. I just don't think I would put money on anyone to win. You know what I mean?
Okay.
It's just, it's not to say that he can't. It's just, I don't know. I think this sport, let me put it to you this way. If all of a sudden, the programming takes like a big shift and it goes back to, lots of lighter weights and, lots more gymnastics and more running, it's like he's going to have an uphill battle. But if it kind of continues on this trend where it's, bigger and heavier weights and echo bikes, then it's like, he's going to have a way better shot. So, and it's the same with me, right? Like, am I going to win the game? Hope so.
What if we had asked you the same question in 2015 about Fraser?
I think I would have said the same thing, like, I think, well, let me think, 15.
He lost.
Well, in 15, he just came second. Yeah. And like, so and this isn't to like, chirp on Dallin, but yeah, Dallin came 5th at the games, and then Rogue was 2 months later, and I think he came 10th against the same field. Right. So it's not like, and not to say that 5th place, it was well earned, but it was largely in part due to his performances on the final day when there were 20 men left in the field. And so it's kind of this, like, it's just this, it's, the games is a crapshoot. Like, it's just, he could be fitter in every way this year and finish 6th.
Damn.
And we could all, it's just so chaotic. I think he could win though. Like, I mean, there isn't, if I was to bet the next, 5 years or 6 years, like, who is likely to be on top of the podium, it's like, it's the usual suspects if we stay in it, and then it's the young guys like Dallin and obviously Justin Medeiros, and then who are the other like guys?
And Austin Hatfield,
25.
Bill Leahy,
Jack Rosema,
Bill Leahy. No, Jack's not in that list.
Hey, Bill Leahy's gonna shit the bed at semifinals, right, Fikowski?
He's about to say, who is that?
I don't know enough about Bill. I met him last year, and I told him I was disappointed that he was injured because I wanted to see him do his thing. He had a good quarters.
Yeah.
And he crushed the legless workout the year before. So, he can like put on a show, which is important. And yeah, I was bummed when he had the good quarters. Oh, like, I want to see if this kid's like ready to party. And then he had to pull out due to injury. And so
he's not ready.
Told him I was bummed. And
he's not ready.
He's okay. He's not on your level, obviously, but he's going to put on a show at semifinals.
Yeah, no, and that, I mean, I hope so, right? I hope he's in the mix. And I mean, yeah, there's, I'm sure there's like other guys that you and myself are not aware of that are, going to be gunning to beat him, and they'll claim their spot and be like, who is this? Like David Toller, some guy that just has some name that you've never heard of. And it's like, oh, no, he's a games athlete. And then he makes it pro. Like, it just happens every year, right?
I don't know if you know who you're talking to, but John Young's aware of everyone. He's the senior analyst in the sport.
I'm aware of everyone. Yeah.
Everyone.
Dallin Pepper.
Brian knows much more about those guys than I do. I only know the guys that matter.
Come on, John, be the senior analyst.
Dallin Pepper just commented, come on, Brent, let him hear your true thoughts.
I like Dallin. Dallin's one of my favorites. I've mailed Dallin some books to read. I see something, so I'll tell you a funny little story, and then I got to get going.
Okay.
I mailed Dallin 2 books to read, and Jason Hopper heard about that, I think we were at Rogue, and he says, Brent, man, like, what the hell? Like, you're sending Dallin like cool books to read and you don't send them to me. And I looked Hopper dead in the eyes and I said, Hopper, it's because I see something special in him. And that was it.
Hopper went home and
He
cried.
meant to say, Hopper, you can't read. Come on.
Who you kidding?
That should be the Taylor Self challenge. You have Hopper and you have Taylor Self, and they open up a book to a page of Harry Potter, and whoever can read it without stuttering.
Wow.
That's so mean, but it'd be so funny.
Okay, Brent, we'll see you on the show. Hopefully you get in tomorrow at 10 a.m. for the Kill Taylor show, and I will get you scheduled for the Palestinian and Israeli conflict show very soon here.
Yeah. There's lots to. I have a breadth of knowledge on the topic, and I'm excited to share my thoughts.
All right.
All
Hey,
right,
dude,
I gotta go.
it's a pleasure. Best thing that's happened in the show in a long time.
Hey,
Thanks,
thanks, Brent.
See you, Brent.
All right. Talk to you later. Bye.
Fucking red panty night at my house. I may use 2 condoms tonight now that Brent called in. Before we lose this, I just want to tell you some shit here. Jeff Adler, I'm going to read these names in the order that they finished the CrossFit Games. Jeff Adler, 29. Patrick Vellner, 33. Roman Krennikov, 28. Brent Fikowski, 32. Dallin Pepper, 12. I mean, he's fucking 21 years old. Yanikoski, 28. Chandler Smith, 30. Jay Crouch, 24. Lazar Jukic, 27. Yella Hosta, 28. Bjorgvin Carl Goodmanson, 30. Bailey Martin, 23. He's 20 fucking 1. I'm telling you, this guy is the fucking future. Justin Medeiros, 24. Will Morad, 71.
Okay, let me ask you a question. So you think Dallin can win the games, right?
Yeah.
And
Yep.
Tyler, you think Dallin can win the games, right?
And let me tell you the 2 reasons. He's really good, obviously, and he's mentally so much. He's so fucking strong. Like he already.
I
has
agree with that.
He has such crazy experience. If he gets a 17th, it might derail someone. He's like, once he gets to the games, that dude's solid as a fucking rock, dude.
He's cool hand Luke for sure.
He is fucking a piece of steel. Yeah, and look at the guys who are at the top too. I think Jeffrey Adler's pretty solid, Vellner solid, Roman solid, Brent solid, and Dallin solid. They're the top 5, but they're not gonna be. Yeah, those other 4 are leaving, dude.
Well, when
I don't know.
When do you think Dallin would win the games?
Dude, I think he could do it this year.
So, then the argument that those guys are going to leave doesn't matter.
Well, it's just like the inevitability. Bonus. The 4 guys ahead of him are fucking like they have 1 foot out the door. Dallin doesn't even have both feet in
Jeff
the door
is
yet.
28. Ricky's 28.
Yeah.
Roman's 29. Pat is 38. He's really like 34, 33.
I was like, is he really 38?
No, he's not 38. But like Pat, I get it. Brent, I get it. Those other 3 are all 28 years old. They're in the prime of their life, 28, 29. And then Justin's the same age.
No, Justin's 24.
I mean,
Medeiros
like,
is 24.
He's young too.
He's young, but I'm just saying besides Medeiros and Crouch are his only like people in his cohort.
I think Hatfield and Leahy are going to get there.
You're out of your fucking
couple
mind.
years. Give it a couple years. Years.
Fucking Will Morad is watching. Does everybody just watch this like constantly? This is fucking ridiculous.
What?
Will Morad's in the chat as well, correcting you on his age.
Oh yeah, Will shows up.
He's not 71. Hold on, let me check. Sorry,
he's
Will.
73. Oh, okay.
Hey, so listen to this. Listen how Will Morad truly is. He's 34. That is old. I mean, that's the year you're old as a CrossFit Games athlete. That's like old.
Will Morad's gonna crush some of these semifinals workouts. These semifinals are good for.
Well, that being said, out of these guys in this group, him and Bjorgvin Carl Goodmanson are like real CrossFitters.
What?
Like those guys grew up like with the couplets and triplets, like they were there. I mean, this maybe you're right. This is their shit.
I'm just saying, I will buy into that. Dallin can potentially win the games, but I don't think it's for 3 or 4 years.
James Sprague, 21. Are you fucking kidding me?
He's a child.
Did you guys do the spin poll yet?
Jack Farlow, 21.
Let's do this week.
No, I have to do it before the show.
That's the hardest thing I've done this year. Like picking. Can you start ranking them, like putting who's going to win, and then you're like, oh, but fuck that guy, and then you do your top 5 or your top 10, and then you look at the next name and you're like, fuck, where am I going to put him in?
Listen, I did the North American East men. games like spots to like I predicted who's going to make the games from that region. I did that region first just to see if I thought Taylor would make it because I put a hard look on it, went through everybody's strengths and weaknesses, and like see how it comes out. And dude, it is so tight. It is so hard.
Do they have the people loaded in already? Oh yeah, yeah.
You can clip that and put that with the Danielle Brandon soundbite. It is so tight.
It's so good.
It's so deep. Oh my god, I'm panicking.
Stop.
The field is deep.
Tell.
It's very deep.
It's
You
so
can't even
deep. You
tell.
can see how deep it is.
That's what
You'd be
John
right-
Young was
you'd be
just
right to
telling us.
panic.
Even
You'd be
Danielle
right to
knows it's
panic.
how deep it is. It's a
Man,
deep
big
field.
show.
That
Brent
soundbite
Fikowski,
makes me feel
Danielle
so
Brandon.
uncomfortable.
Listen to this. Will Morad, the plan is to qualify for both Indy and Masters, then take a nap because I'm 73. Fair enough. Hey, I think we're done with the show. We have so many weeks to go dig deeper, but let's analyze one of Brent's responses. Do you think Brent, if he thought that Taylor wasn't going to make it, he would just say he's not going to make it?
Yeah.
Like,
He would not hold
Yeah.
back.
oh, he would not hold
He's
back.
got enough of what John's got that he
Je ne
would
sais
say yes.
quoi. Je ne
He
sais quoi.
also, if Taylor
Yeah.
was someone who didn't, if you asked him about Bill, like someone who's kind of quiet and isn't outspoken, and you ask,
say, I don't know
he'd
enough
probably
about
sit
him.
in the fence, yeah. But if you asked him about Taylor, who is really outspoken, he's not going to hold back. It's like if you can give it, you can take it. So he'd be like, "Fuck no, he's not going." If he thought he wouldn't, like he definitely would say it.
Also, Brent told on himself for that he would tell on other athletes who had that.
Yeah, I think
events.
I was
He would say
really
that.
hoping. I was hoping so badly when you asked him if Taylor's going to make the games that he would say he's got as good a shot as anybody. I thought it was going to happen.
Just
I
hang
thought
up.
it was going to happen, and it didn't happen.
It
I was
would
surprised-
redeem
I was
you.
surprised he didn't say who. I thought that would be funny.
All right, guys, thanks for checking in. Fun show. What a pleasure to have Brent on. What a cool surprise.
Cool, yeah.
I'm going to tell you something off the record. I had just texted Brent today, and I was trying to, because it's always, I think it's always been a little weird between us. Well, in my head, it's weird between us. I don't know if it really is weird, but in my head, it's been weird. So I just not texted him. I DM'd him today, basically saying, "Hey, do you want to come on the show?" Because I was prepping to go I'm prepping to go to semifinals, and I want to film with him when I'm there. So I was like, "Hey, do you want to come on the show and just like talk and build some trust with each other?" And then he didn't respond, but then he called in, which is crazy.
It's cool.
Yeah, I'm so excited. So plan on seeing a lot of behind the scenes of Brent. I'll be all up his shit in Carson. Him and Vellner, I'll be way up in their shit. And Colton, no, Colton's east. No, it's Colton West.
Colton's West.
Oh, dude, the semifinals are going to be crazy behind the scenes. We'll have Colton, Brent. Do girls compete there?
Bill is also West.
Oh yeah, Bill will be there. There'll be girls. Is Kazan there?
Kazan's
is
there.
Then, yeah.
Oh God.
Danny Spiegel.
Ariel.
Kelsey Keel. We'll have a snatch battle with Spiegel and Keel.
You think I could patch things up with Danny by then?
Sure.
I've DM'd her,
Good on
invite
the
her.
podcast the other day, Pedro.
Say again.
Was Kelsey good on the podcast the other day?
Yeah, really good.
Have you invited
Mhm.
Danny on
She
your
was good.
podcast, Pedro?
She was on it years ago. She talked to me at Wadapalooza. She was nice, pleasant. Yeah.
God, I would fucking love to. Get
I
her on the
remember
show.
walking by you interviewing her, and I was like,
Oh yeah, that interview went sideways quick too, right?
Yeah.
I mean, for her, I mean, you didn't do anything, but like she started off good.
she went on her own venture.
No shot, Sevon. I don't know.
No, I
Listen.
think if she knows what side her bread is buttered,
I think she could come on. I think she knows. I would be so fucking nice to her if she
Would
came on.
you have the Fuevos to secretly put Hiller on the show too?
No. You mean to not tell her and
Secretly.
ambush her? No.
no, that wouldn't be fair.
I might even ban Hiller from the comments on that show. Censorship. We all do it. when we get to
Restrict
the
his
top.
StreamYard access for one episode.
Or like as soon as you go live and you'd be like, "Oh yeah, I forgot that Hiller was coming too."
Hey, and
And
he
even though
has
he's not, like just to see what her face would do.
He has access to my StreamYard, so it would be fucking hilarious. Oh, who do you get on first, Danielle Brandon or Danny Spiegel? For sure, Danielle Brandon. Listen, dude. I'm telling you, that girl fucking loves me, and it breaks her heart that she's like has to toe the line. Like, The way trust me. She loves coming on here. She's cool as shit. We're friends. I don't know what she's doing. She's having
Just fighting right now. Sometimes
just
you fight with
fighting.
friends.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm telling you. But Danny might really not like me. So that will require a little more work.
Little work.
Yeah. Okay. Tomorrow, 10 a.m. Pedro, you gonna be here? Just kidding. Tyler, we'll see you.
Let's see how long into the series we can make that joke continue.
Listen,
it's a good time for him too. It's the regular daytime. It's not 1 in the morning.
Yeah.
So I tell these guys, I'm like, oh, I've always wanted to do a show with Pedro and Tyler, a regular show. You guys in? And then the first week, Pedro's like, yeah, but I fucking have a wedding that weekend. I'm like, okay.
You're out.
And then the next week I was like, fuck it, Tyson Bajanson, you're out. It's not cool at all.
I know my dates.
You should ask Tyson
Ireland.
if Caleb is weird.
I should ask Tyson what?
If Caleb is weird.
Sweet Caleb?
Ask Tyson Bajan if Caleb Beaver is weird?
No, Caleb Williams.
Oh. No,
because he seems like a really weird guy. Like, just say, is he a weird guy? Yeah, it's not like I don't think that's a bad question. Do you?
Yeah, it's a horrible question if you want the guy to fucking keep coming on.
Especially
not
team.
live.
Oh,
like off air.
Just that, like text him and then share the text.
Yeah. No. Don't do anything live. I just want to know.
Just put John in a text thread with him and just see how it goes.
I don't. If you don't know me, I don't want to be in a text thread that somebody don't know me. That's weird. That's something Caleb Williams would do.
Let's get you in text thread with
I
him.
want to tell you a funny story, but I should tell you guys off the.
Oh no!
It has nothing to do with Tyson Bajan.
About Tyson Bajan.
It has nothing to do with him, but it has to do with like
it's adjacent. It's Tyson adjacent.
Yeah, it's like when you have certain people on the show, certain people will just come out of the woodwork, and it's just a pretty funny. It's a pretty funny thing.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Okay. 10 a.m. Here is a recap of last week, and enjoy.
That'll play us out.
No one is going to beat Taylor. Just so you know, only maybe 3 to 5 of you will get in. No one will win the $1,000. You don't have a fucking chance. But if you just want to get tore up, call in. We rig the show. You have to know that we rig the show. Okay, here we go. If anyone beats Taylor, we'll pick the best score that beats Taylor, and they get $500. If no one beats him, it'll roll over. 10 rope climbs, 30 dual kettlebell hang clean and jerks.
3, 1.
Go. That's a number 9. Let's go.
30.
249.
Oh my God. Who is this?
Oh shit.
Brandon Smith?
Brandon
Let's go.
Uh-oh. I don't know, dude. You can't be bobbling like
Dude,
that.
Let's go, Brandon.
Let's go.
You're 1 second behind him. Go, Brandon.
Oh,
He's
catch it
dilly-dallying
up.
here, Brandon.
Catch it up.
Let's go.
One more.
Nice.
There you go.
Nice
What a
job.
fucking
30.
Holy
Holy
Taylor,
shit.
he's cheering. You the man. Thanks for making the show.
Thanks,
You
man.
made the show, dude. Taylor,
Awesome.
you stole
You
the
did.
show.
You did make
Oh shit! Here we
Oh
go.
shit. You don't
Look
say
at
a
it.
fucking shit. Who is this?
I don't know, but he looks like a real man.
Go.
Damn.
Nice.
Holy shit, Taylor.
Oh, he knows it himself.
Christ, I can literally watch this all
Yeah.
day.
Oh, he looks
Let's
like
go,
he-
Kyle.
You got it.
What pushed you over the edge to try?
It was
Good for
scary.
you, dude.
I knew I wasn't going to beat Taylor, but I wanted to see what I could do in front of however many people. So
Fuck yeah.
That's a badass. That's awesome, dude.
Hey, you got fat balls, dude. You got some big nuts.
And Francisco Gomez.
This
Oh,
whip
yeah,
is
man.
super free.
Oh, this is a man child, dude. This is a fucking
2,
strong human.
1, go.
Let's roll.
Yeah, he might be in John Young territory.
Oh, he ain't beating me. We can already tell. Did he rip?
He just looked at his hand. Yeah.
right
he
there.
did.
Come on.
Oh, he's got, dude. He's. Oh, done.
That's it. Oh,
433.
nice.
Hey, that was third best time of the day. Great job.
When did you rip? When did you tear?
Ooh. Oh my God.
on the
first rep
coming down.
Oh, dude. Hey, you crushed it. I honestly thought you were going to do way worse on the kettlebells, but you were pushing them overhead so fast.
Well, I originally was like, fuck, I'll give it a chance. And then this dude Brandon comes in. I'm like, oh fuck.
A name so I can send you a t-shirt.
Yeah, appreciate it for sure.
Okay, dude. Hey, you're the man. That was
Francisco,
awesome.
How tall?
Next week, $1,000 on the line.
Oh, rollover money, baby. Rollover money. $1,000 from VindicateVNDK8.com. Next week's trailer won't be as nice. That one was too friendly.
Is there a cap on the money?
No, it just keeps rolling over.
So if it goes over to $20,000, are y'all going to be able to pay that?
No
It's
cap
made
for
up
real,
money
for real.
anyway. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. We pay it out just like Tyler sponsors pay out their money. Okay, talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.